We are coming to you by video today because unfortunately, due to COVID-19, we are unable to bring in guests to the Sheldon House and explain about our program and give folks tours. So Lisa and I are putting this video together to share what Clubhouse is. My name is Tara Van Dyke. I am the program manager for Sheldon House. And my co-host today, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Lisa, and I am a member to the Sheldon House, helping Tara today.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. So we're going to go through a couple slides of kind of what Sheldon House is, if you're not familiar. So our program is a Clubhouse model program for adults living with mental illness. We serve all of Kent County. On average, we have about 50 members a day. At any one point, we serve around 150 people at a time. And for those of you maybe not familiar, mental illness is very common in our community. About 1 in 5 people in a typical year will struggle with their mental health. Persistent and severe mental illness often have challenges in the following areas, and this is really where Clubhouse can really make a difference in people's lives. And so we'll talk a little bit more about this as we go on, but having a place of connection and purpose and a place to build meaningful relationships is really essential to those that we serve. We are one of hundreds of Clubhouse programs all around the world. We have in Michigan more clubhouses than any other state. We have 45 clubhouses in Michigan alone. So I think what's important here is that the model has been duplicated all around the world and shown to really make a positive impact in varying communities. Lisa and I actually have had a chance to visit other clubhouses and participate in different learning opportunities. I don't know, Lisa, if you want to maybe talk a little bit about our time in Washington a few years ago.
Yeah, we went to Washington, D.C. for the International Clubhouse meeting where everybody from all over the world gets together. It was so informative. There was so much information, and meeting new people and listening to people from other countries was very exciting. Listening to their models and trying to do our models and putting them together. It's just a very educational thing, and I would tell everybody to try it at least once because it's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Yeah, I think learning from each other, sharing kind of ideas of what's working well. Yeah, it's a really awesome to have that network of clubhouses all around the world to lean on and learn from each other. This has been especially important during COVID. All of our clubhouses have transitioned from on-site community to virtual clubhouses, and so being able to share with other clubhouses around the world about how do we do that has been really helpful. So purpose, I mentioned earlier, in Clubhouse we have what we call the work order day or a working community, and there's lots of work that it takes to run the Clubhouse every day. You can see here one of our members helping make lunch. Having a place to feel needed is really important. And so we have a lot of different things that happen every day where folks can plug into and learn a new skill or use a skill that they already have. A lot of variety in the tasks. The role of members and staff is very different in a clubhouse compared to traditional relationships that maybe with a therapist and a client. I don't know if Lisa, you would want to speak to that at all, just kind of your relationship and support from staff.
Yeah, the relationships that you build and the working relationship that you build while at your work order day, we're all treated equally. There's not a supervisor per se. We're all considered equal. We all divide out the work equally, and we have relationships where we can sit down if we're having a bad day and just talk to somebody. And we have, through our lunch hours, we sit with our other colleagues and discuss different things, and that's very important to have that, so that if you can have support. It's just one big support system.
Well said. I think we work really hard to make sure that members feel valued and respected, and whether we're making small decisions about maybe what we're having for lunch that week to big decisions around how we spend our money, how we organize the work, that members their voice is heard, and that's really important, and you see that throughout the clubhouse. We divide all the work into two units, and so we have a culinary unit and a business unit. Members pick where they want to get involved. Some of the things, so as you might guess by the name culinary, making lunch, we have a small kind of what we call our cafe area that serves snacks and coffee throughout the day, so members can volunteer to help out in those areas. Our business unit, as you might guess by its name, does a lot of administrative, clerical, record keeping tasks. Lisa, you're more involved in our business unit. I tend to spend a little more time in that area. Do you have any thing you want to share about kind of what the work of the business unit, maybe?
In the business unit, how we do it is we go hour by hour, and everyone in that unit gets to go to a different station every hour so that you're keeping up with your unique task, and or you can even learn a new task. And it's very organized, and we do the banking, we do phone calling, we schedule for walkthrough orientations, we do bus tickets, uh, we do the calendars for the activities. It's a very, very wide range of stuff. We do newscast through that business unit, and everybody gets to have their hand in it.
We really try to partner in all the tasks that we do. So just like you would build a relationship with maybe a coworker over time, similarly in Clubhouse, we try to always partner folks together and work on different projects. So you're building connection, learning from each other. It's a great way to really, if you can teach somebody else how to do a task, that's a great sign that you are competent in it. And so having the ability to teach things to others is naturally occurs all the time.
And I think what's important with that too also is for us with our unique abilities, we can teach that or teach other colleagues within either unit new skills. So it's important for us to share that.
Kind of what comes from that is increased confidence, increased independence. Over time, you become more independent in those tasks, building skills, structure. So that structure that Lisa described of kind of this is every day we do kind of things in a similar order, kind of just having that structure in the day is really valuable. Increase value in ourselves that hey, I accomplished something. I can show kind of I did something today that was meaningful, and in employment skills. So it's a good way to build skills. You can see here one of our members answering our phones. So the main phone number is a pretty busy spot to be, common spot to volunteer. And just to see somebody grow over time from, gosh, no way would I be able to direct phone calls all day to, wow, look, I'm actually pretty good at this, and I'm using my skills in a meaningful way. So, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of times relationships naturally form by working side by side, maybe doing signing up for similar activities. For me, I think it's the purest form of peer support. You're kind of self-selecting who you connect with and relate to, and so to see friendships form that you might never have had the opportunity is really cool. Having the opportunity to share kind of lived experiences, and we do a lot of social events too. So during the day, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, we're busy operating the clubhouse, and so doing all that work. After the club closes, we love having fun together. So going to a Griffins game, having a movie night at the clubhouse, lots of different social opportunities. I'm thinking as I'm reading that second one there, just recently, Lisa, you were able to support another member who was kind of struggling a little bit, and you could kind of relate. Would you mind kind of sharing what that was like?
Yes, we have another colleague within our Sheldon House that this person and I share the same PTSD symptoms. And during this COVID and not being able to get out, one-on-one, we were doing a virtual call and I realized he was struggling. So together I connected, I got the phone number. We asked if it was okay if I could have his phone number. I called him and now we both connect like on a daily basis or every other day. If I'm struggling, I call him. If he's struggling, he calls me. And so since we have a shared diagnosis, we're able to help each other get through the bad parts without having to go to a hospital or calling a therapist. So it's really important to have those relationships.
Thanks, Lisa. I mentioned education and employment, also really key pieces of what Clubhouse offers support in. We have what we call transitional employment, unique only Clubhouses. This is something that we provide. So lots of on-site job support. The Clubhouse actually covers absences if someone can't make it to work. Our staff are the job coaches. We stay connected with the person throughout their placement. So that's the highest level of support as far as employment. We also offer supported employment help. So maybe somebody just needs some help with an application or resume, down to independent employment or up to independent employment. So really just wherever members are at, meeting them and supporting them. Education needs is something else we are also increasing supports around. We recently partnered with Fountain House, which is the very first Clubhouse out of New York City, and are able to provide some small scholarships to help folks meet their educational goals. And so that's been cool to see that develop. And yeah, the education we know can lead to success in employment down the road. And having that is really cool that we can offer that additional support. Anything you would add there, Lisa?
Yeah, I'm actually going to do part of the education, getting a scholarship down the road. Right now with COVID, there's no classes within this area, but I'm going to be taking a mental health first aid class. It's just as important as a CPR first aid class to have the mental health first aid class because I like to help other people. I have a lot of long-term job skills with a lot of information that I can share, but to know how to deal with on a first aid basis. So I think that's very important because that's going to help all of us in the long run once they start doing those classes.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple other things that make Clubhouse unique. Members join because they want to. So I think that's important. It's not something that someone is told you have to go to Clubhouse. And so that sense of I'm here because I want to be, this is valuable to me as a person, really is, you can sense that. Members and staff work together in all of the opportunities that Clubhouse provides, from making decisions around banking, all of our banking, data entry, all the tasks members and staff do together. And we're really intentional about that. If we see a place where members aren't involved, how can we make this accessible and help members get involved here? So we're constantly looking at the work we do. All of our space and all of our meetings are open to both members and staff. So there's no staff only meetings. We decide our schedule for kind of how the day looks. We work together to figure out a schedule that works, and members and staff do that all together. I think it's really cool that members write their own progress notes. This is probably, I can't think of another program where this is the case. That goes into the clinical record. So yeah, rather than someone saying how they feel I'm doing on my goal, I can say myself, how do I think, what progress did I make? What's getting in the way? What are my plans for next month to move towards my goal? So I think that's really cool.
And that's important too, Tara, because that gives us a sense of ownership in our own recovery.
Absolutely. We're open on all holidays. Clubhouse really becomes a family in a lot of ways for some members. And so being together on Christmas and Thanksgiving and 4th of July and those holidays that often people are gathered with their family is important. And so we always offer some type of gathering on the holidays, connecting with resources. and member-to-member support. Again, I think makes Clubhouse really unique in that, and Lisa, I'll pick on you again, that you have so much knowledge about what are the resources in the community, and to be able to see Lisa share a resource that she knows was helpful for her or somebody with another member is so meaningful, and yeah, we see that all the time. So we really are, when a member brings up a need, it's not just the staff that can help them. We try to partner members with members and share resources or support each other in any way we can. So and then consensus-based decision making. So we don't vote on decisions we're making. We try to vote or decide things by consensus. And so making sure that it's something that we can all live with. What I think is really cool in that is that as a member, if I really feel strongly that I don't agree with a decision that's being made, my one voice can have a lot of impact. And so we'll keep talking about it and figure out how can we make this better where we can all live with this decision. It takes us a little longer, but that sense of my voice has value, and I'm not just a number and a vote, and I was outvoted, is important.
And every voice in the clubhouse, every colleague, every member is always listened to, never overlooked. We're all able to say what we feel and think, and the staff kinds of finds a way to put it all together so it all works for everyone.
And wellness, we do a lot with wellness as well. We have a on-site wellness room with lots of exercise equipment. We talk about wellness every day. We try to make sure we're serving healthy meals. Wellness is a daily item on our agenda that we discuss. So we know that, unfortunately, those living with mental illness often die much earlier than those without, due to physical health concerns. And so making sure we're supporting members, and that is really important to us. So really strong outcomes as well. So we see members succeed and grow all the time, but to have some statistics around that is really important as well. So stronger employment outcomes than comparable employment supports out there, decrease in hospitalizations, reduce incarcerations, overall improved well-being, better physical and mental health, and very cost effective. A whole year of Clubhouse can be provided at the same cost as one typical psychiatric stay. And so, yeah, I think that speaks highly of our program for sure. So some of our current focus areas, we're always looking to connect with the community better. And so our tours are a good way for us to do that. This video hopefully is a nice way for us to share with you what Clubhouse is and what we offer our community. Another area that we're focusing on right now is increasing access to Clubhouse. Right now, if you have Medicaid and a case manager in Kent County, it's very easy to join the Clubhouse. With other funding sources, it's more of a challenge. So raising additional funds and increasing advocacy around the need to assure that Clubhouse is available for anyone living with a mental illness in Kent County is one of our focus areas. And young adult activities and support is another area that we've been strongly focused on. So a couple newscasts. We'll show you that in a little bit. Well, I'll skip that one for the moment. I'm going to pull up. So last year, annually we do our Break the Stigma breakfast. And so we have that video here, and I'm going to show that so you guys can kind of get a sense for what our space looks like.
Here at the Sheldon House, it's peaceful, it's quiet, it's loving. People help each other. They pick up after themselves.
Hi, my name is Brittany Davis, and I love the Sheldon House. Very quiet person, but when I started coming to the Sheldon House, I just, opened up and tried to introduce myself to people. The Sheldon House gives me another place to come to mostly release my stress. So that's why I have to keep myself positive and happy all the time, which I am. But yeah, and I don't want to end up in one of those mental hospitals if I don't have to. I'm trying my hardest to continue to be the best mother that I am and just continue to get along with my family.
I have PTSD, or if I have flashback, I already know how to cope with them. It's a tough one. when you have that mental illness, sometimes things can trigger you, and you're not going to work. You're not going to keep up the same. You're not going to work. I mean, you're gonna stay home and stuff like that, and it's gonna be very, very difficult. But I learned how to cope with my mental illness, so it doesn't get in my way. So Sheldon Club, they're doing a really good job supporting me, and I love coming here. The people here are so friendly and very nice. If I have something to talk, to express myself, I can talk to somebody here. I can talk to Katie, or I can talk to Brandon. He knows how to talk to me. So that's why I like coming here. Coming here because I'm not by myself. I'm with other people, and that helps me also to think more positive and just to focus with my job. And because I love my job very well, because it's a really good job. It's decent, but it's not a super a really big job, but I like so far.
I had some ups and downs, and when I finally came back up, I ran into the Sheldon House. I love it here. Let's see, some of the outings I've been doing. My first one was at Frederick Myers Garden. It was absolutely fantastic. Weeks later, I ended up going to the Whitecaps game, and the ball game was so much fun. When they would change the innings, they would have kids come out and do different kind of activities and stuff, and win contests and races and stuff like that. And it was really fun. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. If I did go John Ball Zoo or Frederick Myers Garden or the Whitecaps game, it would cost me probably 10 times as much as I paid with the Sheldon House.
There's a whole bunch of reasons why you can join the Sheldon House Clubhouse. It's to come into, not to be afraid. They have a wonderful support system. They have lots of people here that are in the same position that you are in.
One of the things I like about Sheldon Clubhouse is the work order day. It gives me structure, stability, and purpose.
Where do you think you would be if you never came to Sheldon House?
I'd probably be dead.
Yeah.
Truth, I would be dead.
If Sheldon House didn't exist for people?
Well, I think there'd be a loss in the community. We're out without a place to go with people their own age and their own drawbacks.
Would you say you were different now that you are a part of Sheldon House?
Well, I'm stronger. I'm less depressed. I can hold a job.
Yeah, although this is not ideal, we do, hopefully you got a chance to kind of see our space, hear from some of our members. I think, seeing it in person really is the best way to really understand Clubhouse. But we are in unusual times. So one other thing we want to show you. So we mentioned young adult efforts, and one thing related to that, we're trying to increase the amount of technology we use and helping members learn to use technology. And so one of those things is our newscast. And so we try to, right now we're about twice a week, we do a newscast where members create the script, video the newscast, perform in it, we have to edit it, and then showing it. And so lots of opportunity to use skills or build skills. In addition to that, we are doing more with social media. So a lot of our younger members like to help with social media efforts and updating the website, and some of those kind of more techie kind of tasks. So we just want to show you a copy or one of our versions of a newscast here. So we'll show you this a second.
Hello, and welcome to the Sheldon House News. I'm your host, Gerard.
And I'm Dion. Happy Friday.
Happy Valentine's Day. We have lots of great things today, so let's get started.
First up today is a Clubhouse announcement.
Hello, I'm Brittany with the Clubhouse announcements. The small bathrooms across from room 209 will become unisex bathrooms once they have been remodeled. In social rec news, social recreation planning is moving to the second Thursday of the month. The next social rec on Wednesday, February 19th, starting at 4 p.m., we will be playing cards at Sheldon House. In wellness news, on February 19th at 12:15, we will be having yoga in the back conference room. Come say hi to Maria. Now back to Joe R. and Dion.
Thank you for that update.
What social rec are you looking forward to, Joe?
The employment dinner.
Is it because of the free dinner?
No, no, no. I just like seeing my friends.
Right.
Anyway, what's for lunch next week?
Let's see. Coming up next, we have our menu for next week.
Hi, I'm Keith, and I have a menu for next week. Monday will be spinach quiche, peasant roll, and peaches. Tuesday will be chicken quesadilla, Spanish rice, and chips. Wednesday is Michigan salad and muffin. Thursday is beef chili, saltine crackers, and honey homemade bread. Friday is chicken stir fry, rice, and roll. That's all from me. Now back to you guys.
Sounds delicious. Make sure you are here in time to get your lunch tickets every day.
You certainly don't want to miss out on any of those great meals.
Next, the moment we have all been waiting for.
The Friday Funny.
Hi there everybody, I'm Mark K, and I have your Valentine's Day funny for this week. Our joke is, why did the sheriff lock up their Valentine? She stole his heart. That's all for me. Now back to you guys.
That was a good one.
Thanks for joining us for another great week here at Sheldon House.
We hope to see you all back here again for another great week next week.
Enjoy your weekend.
Until next time, I'm Joe R.
And I'm Dion, the birthday girl, on February 16th. See ya.
So the newscast has been a really fun way for us to, to get creative, to share information a little differently, kind of learn some new skills. So anyways, thank you so much for joining us kind of virtually for today's Learn About Sheldon House opportunity. If you are interested in connecting with us on Facebook or Instagram or email or phone, we would love to talk to you. And once we open our space again, if you would like to take a tour, we would love to offer that. So one option is to, in addition to following us on Facebook, if you would like to get on our email list, we try to send out a monthly newsletter with updates. Please reach out to Sheldon House if you'd like to get on that list. Any closing thoughts, Lisa?
I think that the Sheldon House or any clubhouse, no matter where it's at around the world, is the most important thing for long-term mental health care for individuals as myself to be able to connect with our local communities. So I look at not just a clubhouse as a long-term recovery center.
Thank you, Lisa. Well said. All right. Well, thank you again for joining us, and we hope to stay in touch. We would love to, love to stay connected. So have a great day, and we will talk to you later.